We talked about Ohtani on the National League side and what he means to the game and how he is absolutely revolutionizing the game and hitting milestones. Let's talk about these two guys, right? So we're both walking away saying Judge and Ohtani. I am seeing on X just nonstop Yankee fans and Yankee media saying, why are we sleeping on Aaron Judge? Why are we only talking about Ohtani? Why is it always Ohtani? And when you compare these two guys, it's kind of crazy. Like Aaron Judge runs away with a lot of it. Runs away with all the stats, the big boy stats, right? Like, so Ohtani has more hits, but he has more bats at the same time, which is, so it's kind of negligible. But Judge has more home runs, many more RBIs, batting average is significantly higher, 20 points higher, OPS is significantly higher, OPS plus is significantly higher. Ohtani basically has more hits and stolen bases. James, why? Because I know where we stand on this, right? I know where we both stand on it with Ohtani, and I'm going to probably take Judge's side on this and play devil's advocate here. But why would you say Ohtani and what he's doing this season is more significant than what Aaron Judge is doing?
Because in 50 years, you're going to look back and you're going to say, Ohtani did something that nobody's ever done, and Judge just had a really good year. What we're seeing from Ohtani is legendary from a guy who came into the league as a pitcher. And he's not even pitching and he's doing this. That's where everybody forgets. The big thing is he's a pitcher. He's rehabbing from an injury, and he's a first 50-50 guy. This is the peak of Aaron Judge. We haven't seen the peak of Shohei Ohtani because, yeah, we're seeing 50-50. But what if next year he goes 40-40 and also wins a Cy Young?
Now, I'm going to say this, but Aaron Judge has more home runs, right? More power, more OPS. He's getting on base more. He seems to make more of an impact than Ohtani. Yes, Ohtani has more stolen bases, but how do you compare that to where Judge is just crushing him from on base slugging OPS standpoint? He is absolutely crushing Ohtani at a 1.154 to a 1.023, right? So Aaron Judge is just dominating all these stats. Why are we not talking about Aaron Judge more?
Well, I think we are talking about Aaron Judge plenty. As you can see, everybody's on Twitter going all over the place. Aaron Judge. We're talking about him plenty. I just think people are disrespecting Ohtani a little bit. That's all.
That's
it.
I'm going to say this too. I think while Aaron Judge is having this incredible year, it is an incredible year. It is, again, you look at it and say, man, this is one of the best years of a Yankee, one of the best years of Aaron Judge will ever have in his career. 2 years ago was absolutely insane with what he did. What he's doing this year is nuts as well. But when we look at it, and I think you hit it on the head, when you look at this from a historical standpoint, Ohtani and what he is doing this year, we will remember, we will talk about, we will look back and say, I remember when Ohtani hit 50-50. And that's the difference. Is the combination of speed and power. It is the opposites, the great opposites in our game. Power is supposed to be the big, powerful guy. Speed is supposed to be the little, fast kid. Shohei Ohtani is combining both. And there's only been 2 times in Major League history where a player has been first or second in home runs and first and second in stolen bases. And they happened in 1908 and 1909. So this might be the 3rd time in Major League Baseball history, and it was Ty Cobb and Honus Wagner. And their home runs those years were 9 home runs and 10 home runs. But again, 9 home runs led the league in 1909, and then 1908, 10 home runs led the league. And so that, yes, slight difference in baseball. But when you're looking at this and saying that's only happened 2 times in Major League history, it's going to happen most likely will happen a 3rd time. And Shohei Ohtani is just... It's the ultimate combination, and that's the difference. Is that's why we're going to talk about it in historical context versus a very, 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 very good season by Aaron Judge.
And I hate to say it, and I really hope this isn't the case, but if Ohtani was white, if he wasn't a foreigner, and he played on the East Coast, he would get a lot more love. Can you imagine if he played in Boston and his name wasn't Shohei Ohtani, his name was Will Smith? Going up against Aaron Judge, that would be a completely different thing. I think there is.
I actually don't know if I agree with you. I maybe And maybe, but at the same time, I think it has a little bit mythical. I actually think it gives it a little bit more mythical edge. The guy, he was a Japanese, like this guy coming over and then just dominating the game. I actually think it's more impressive that somebody can come over and step into this game and dominate the way.
I agree with you, but let's not forget the crazy amount of xenophobia going on in our country right now. And we're not going to get into the politics side.
Xenophobia. There's no xenophobia. That's made up. Absolutely made up. It's.
Really?
I don't think it's as big as it is. I actually think Ohtani's getting the love he should be getting, and he's getting across the board. And a lot of these Yankee fans, I don't think they're talking down about him because he's Japanese. I think it's just they want to promote their player, just like every Yankee fan always does. No one else ever existed. It's got to be all about their players.
Yeah, and by the way, Yankee fans, the Yankees aren't the Yankees anymore. They're not that mythical team that they were 25 years ago. Let's not pretend that it's been a quarter of a century since they've been the Yankees. The Red Sox are closer to the Yankees than the Yankees are. God, I'm going to piss off a lot of people with that one.
I hope you do. And remember, he's a Mets fan, guys. Remember that. Don't forget, you should probably wear him out and leave comments about him personally and his fanship, because he's a Jets fan, Mets fan, Rangers fan, and Knicks fan. I don't even know that. It doesn't not make sense, guys.
Well, of course it does. I just hate my life, and I'm looking to make myself miserable at all times. Don't you know?
Absolutely. You are one of the most miserable people in sports fandom there is.
It's pretty bad. It hit rock bottom when this David Ardsma guy was one of our relievers. When that was it.
That could have been it. That definitely could have been it.